Hello and welcome to Don Bosco Youth Network ZMB. My name is Momanga Nyirenda. Happy new month to everyone that is tuned in to our channel. Now, as we know, September is the month of awareness, or the time that we look at suicide prevention and create awareness amongst us as the youth and individuals in society. Now, if you're someone or an individual who is fighting suicidal thoughts and has lost someone to suicide, or maybe have survived an attempt and have no support system, I think this program is surely for you, and I encourage you to stay tuned and hear what the Vibers have to say.
Let's talk about suicide. Suicide is something that I personally think is an important topic to talk about, and I'm talking about it from a perspective of social media. How does social media play a role in making people to have suicidal thoughts and everything? Suicide is something that is evoked by one's emotions, and social media plays a role, both sides, from the positive aspect and from the negative aspect. So looking at it from both angles, I'll say social media can help you actually to have a mind of suicide, and it can help you again to be in suicide. What do I mean? I mean, perception is what matters most when it comes to suicide. And suicide is classified. Suicide has four classes. There is what we call the fatalistic suicide, there is anomic suicide, there is egoistic suicide, and there is the last one, which happens to be altruistic suicide, as classified by Emil Durkheim. So in these classes of suicide, sometimes people commit suicide due to feeling too insecure, some of them due to just giving up everything because they want to sacrifice themselves, like the suicide bombers, like they just go out there and sacrifice themselves. That is called egoistic suicide. So suicide basically is just something that is created on our minds due to what we go through.
We have strongly observed that in society and communities there have been a lot of suicidal cases. We're actually in September, and September being a month of suicide prevention awareness, we're actually here to at least make you aware of the signs that probably you might be thinking of committing suicide. If you are way too stressed, if you keep on thinking about just killing yourself, and if you begin to isolate yourself so badly, like you just want to be alone. The other thing is the aspect of just not feeling that beautiful sense of satisfaction, because the fact that my friend or other people are actually getting there and I'm actually at the same position, you begin to feel so insecure, and it can lead you to start thinking otherwise.
And from the media aspect, media should actually help us to move away from suicide, not be in the portion of suicide. How does it do that? It does that by, one, looking for proper sites that will help us to move off suicide. If we go on media to look for sorrowful things, we're feeling emotional and we start looking for sorrowful things that will make you to be downtrodden and everything, I think it is not a good one. When you are feeling low, find someone to talk to. Find someone who you trust that you can talk to about how you're feeling. Because emotions that are kept are emotions that will be building and building and building until they will erupt, and it will be something that people may end up just looking down on you, what, then you commit suicide at the end of the day. And what do you do in order for you to feel less of that burden? Open up to someone you trust. Open up to that closest friend. Open up maybe to a priest. Open up to someone that you can trust.
The other thing that you can probably do is just run a little bit. Go to the gym or something and talk to people. So as you're trying, by all means, to avoid being alone, make sure to be in company of people who actually love you and those people that you actually love. Let's prevent suicide cases, and let's prevent thinking about killing ourselves. Suicide, it's really terrible. Not only does it affect your peers and your family, it also affects the country at large.
So suicide has everything to do with your mental health. What happens on your mind is what will protrude into your personality and your character and everything. So to avoid suicide, find someone to talk to. To avoid suicide, look at the positive aspect of everything. When you focus on the negative, you'll just be depressed, you'll be downtrodden. So to avoid suicide, look at the positive side. When one door closes, another one opens. So don't focus so much on the closed door, rather look at the open door.
Never be afraid to speak up or to find someone who is ready to listen to you. Find someone who you trust and will be able to help you get away or maybe stop having these suicidal thoughts. And remember, suicide is never an easy topic for an individual, but your voices today remind us that none of us are alone. So thank you to the Vibers for the wonderful sharing that they had with us. Remember, it is also okay not to be okay. Always find someone to talk to and be ready to listen to their advice. Just as Psalm 34 says to us, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Always pray and remember that never lose hope, because I care and we care.